Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to demo BDD style Angular.net test integration. So I've already recorded this earlier, but unfortunately I accidentally pressed the mute button in my microphone and I keep on talking and it's not being recorded. So I'll just tell you what I did. So BDD, we're now practicing BDD all the time, right? So behavior driven development, and for ATDD is used to enforce what has been set for the BDD. That is so that all the stakeholders, product owners, developers, and QAs have all their minds are all in sync on this Cucumber Gherkin language here that is being set. Um, it all starts here in the BDD Gherkin, the give, when, then scenarios, and we based on this Gherkin features here, we are going. It's going to generate tests functions using this command here. This npx bdd gen, so that it will generate the test, and then it's up to the developers to actually write this things here, the thing that the test is going to do, or maybe the QAs are going to write this. But yeah, so those who knows how to code will be the one to test this, AI, QA, or devs. But the Cucumber is only going to create the functions, the given, when, then, and functions. So after that, once we execute this BDD gen Playwright test, it's going to generate this. Where is that? This feature that gen. So it's going to generate this, and I believe I'm not sure who's going to execute this, but this is automatically generated and it will execute the test. And yeah, based on that, it will test. And if it fails, it did not meet the requirements set in the Cucumber Gherkin. The tests that were written here are wrong, or yeah, I think that's the case. Or maybe the feature hasn't been implemented yet, or the feature has wrong implementation. Alright, so the next thing we discover is that this doesn't work here smoothly anymore. Like for example, in the previous Angular, before Angular 21 or before using zone.js, you're going to say something like this. Then you put a string here, and then in the subscribe, you're just going to say message x equals to the response. This doesn't work. This don't work anymore. Or maybe it's not that accurate or reliable, because sometimes it gets the value from here and it's not being updated with what the subscribe here has set on the message X. So the fix for that, the reliable implementation, is to use signal. So set the signal here as an empty string first, and then you set the message with the response from the API using the signal.set. And for yeah, this one message, this you're going to use the message like this here. It's like a function now. So for those those that are familiar with React, I think they can reason this. They can understand this quickly because this is how React state management, I believe, is works in React, and Angular tries to copy it. And as you can see here, this is an API call, and our API is here. Our API here, our API BDD. This is our mock response. What else did we discover? Yeah, we use cores here. We use cores. We just put cores here, and DevContainer. This is the .NET, and in our Docker we also set this up. Oh yeah, so in .NET, for the if we are working on dev containers, the way you call the .NET, you run .NET inside dev container is to use this put URLs, because it will use the port and the host of the Docker inside the dev container. So using this, it will use the host of the dev container. All right. So to see this in action, let's test this. Let's go to app API and then go to a alright. I thought that I pressed the mute button again. So you're going to run first the API. So API is now running, and then let's go to the web app so that we can run the tests. Alright, so let's go to our script here, right? This one here. This is going to run the test. So this is cool. The only thing is, in our company we are behind an SSO login, so I'm not sure how to test that properly, because we want to get the exact attributes of the users. Maybe we can bypass those and bypass the login and mock the user's attributes using Playwright, but that's the thing that we still have to explore. Right, see, 15 tests passes, and that's cool. All right, so if you still want to check how cool this is, okay, I'll give you a bonus round. Okay, so let's go back again and go to Playwright. We have a feature. We want to add another feature, right? So let's say here Jupyter.feature, right? So Jupyter.feature. This is just an example. So let's say here file Jupyter.feature. I think this is not important here. This is just a comment. So app Jupyter as a user. I just want to test if this Jupyter page can load response from the API also. So I can check if the app is really integrated with the API, and I can demo this to my viewers and subscribers. Right, scenario, user views Jupyter page. Given the user is in, see here the Copilot, it automatically updates and we don't have to type anything. The user is on the Jupyter page. The user navigates to the Jupyter page. The user should see a message. The message should be Jupyter endpoint response is cool. All right, so that is the test. So we're now going to generate test on that. Okay, so generate the test. Okay, so it gives us the thing that needs to be tested. So let's go back to the code, go to the steps. We're going to write here Jupyter steps.ts, and then let's go and copy this generated test here. Right, put this one here. Why is it only 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do I don't have an and? Okay, so let's just try this. Let's copy what we have here in BDD, right? So these things here, right? BDD. So our URL will be Jupyter. This should be Jupyter URL message selector. Jupyter message. The user's in Jupyter page. This one. We're going to test that. Okay, so we're going to test if the URL is Jupyter, and then navigate to Jupyter page. So it goes here. And why it did not write the other, the then here, why? When, given when, then. Let's check what's the difference. Scenario, given when, then. Okay, so let's just continue with that. Okay, let's copy that. Okay, so the user should see okay, then the user should see let's check, should have been automated. I'm not sure why it did not generate the thing. Alright, so scenario, given the user is in Jupyter page, the user navigates to the Jupyter page, the user see a message, the message should be, alright, so Jupyter School. Alright, so okay, let's try that. Use snippets above to create missing steps. I'm not sure why it only generated 2. Right, so let us test this, and it will fail. Hey, as a step, then the user should see a message. BDD feature, multiple definition match scenario step. So it override each other. Okay, so I get it now. So because this and this are the same, okay, so the user should see a Jupyter message. The message should be the message in Jupyter page should be the user should see a message in the Jupyter page. Right, so let's test this again. Let's generate again. Generate. What will happen if we generate that? Is it gonna... Okay, so let's remove this one here first. Okay, so let's rerun the BDD gen. Alright, so there's our missing 2 tests. That is cool. Alright, so we put it here. Your lipstick stings. Alright, so let's just copy what we have in our BDD feature. On my mind. So movies. Alright, so yeah, expect look at our messenger, the selector, have text. Okay, so that is cool. Let's run. It will fail because we don't have the pages yet for the Jupyter page. Bind it. So what's the message here? Binding the server to an open connection can result in compromising your application or computer. Use a different host than the one passed to the host flag might result in WebSocket connection issues. Right, so Jupyter is failing. That is expected because the Jupyter page hasn't been created yet. So now we are going to create the Jupyter page. The Jupyter page is here. It needs to be created here. Jupyter.page. Alright, so Jupyter.page. Alright, Jupyter page has been created. We're going to add it in the routes. See here, Jupyter. Alright, cool. Right, so that has been added. The Jupyter page has been added. But okay, so let's test this. It will still fail because it's expecting a Jupyter page response is cool. Alright, so that is confirmed. So we are going to update our code here, Jupyter page. Alright, so like that. Oops. We're gonna put it here and in our, yeah, it detects that. Okay, so that should run now. That should pass now. It should pass the test. Alright, so see that it passes, but that is not what we want, because what we wanted is that should be coming from an API response. So let's go back to our API code, go to programs, and then we're going to write here that Jupyter. Alright, Jupyter endpoint is cool, like that. And then let's run that again. And in our Jupyter page, we're going to Ibiza message. Message is, it's going to be a signal. And it starts with this, and we're going to http is equals to inject HTTP client, import the HTTP client, and we're going to implement on init that get, but then our URL is the URL here. So for those strict people, this is just a it doesn't have to be perfect, like this will be in a configuration, right? Because we're just showing you BDD at the moment. All right, so response is set, blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's try again. But here, instead of hard coding this thing here, we're now going to Ibiza, right? We're going to Ibiza, right? Back to the island. It should pass, okay? It should pass. Pass. Go Power Ranger. Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Alright, Jupiter is now passing. As you can see, it all passed. The 18 tests are passing. So we want it to fail, so we'll put here X so that the response from the API is wrong. And let's see our Playwright if it can be tricked. So let's see. Right. So we're still in the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Playwright, but we'll have to dig more in Playwright. I think I'm going to write a book of Playwright, and maybe create a Udemy course so that I'll be rich. Alright, so yeah, okay, so it failed now, right? Because we intentionally updated our API so that it will give us the wrong message, and we fixed it so that it will now all of the tests will pass again. Alright, so for all of you that doesn't know, I am wearing a roller skate right now, right? But I'm going to sleep early because I just want to sleep early, right? So I'll just have this pass, and then I'll just show this off, and boom, right? 18 test pass. So we got a very nice BDD workflow here, and we are going to apply this to our team so that our team will be the best team in the world. Alright, cool, thanks, bye bye. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and idolize me and give me money. Give me more money, please. Alright, so that's it. So everything starts in Cucumbers, Gherkin, and it all ripples to code, tests, continuous integration, and real-time documentation. Alright, cool, thanks, and once again, bye bye, see you around.